Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. It's a pleasure to have you join us as we uncover the secrets of Franco Harris. Franco Harris, March 7, 1950 December 20, 2022 was an American professional football player who was a running back for 13 seasons in the National Football League NFL, primarily with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He played college football for the Penn State Nittany Lions and was selected by the Steelers in the first round of the 1972 NFL Draft. Harris spent his first 12 seasons with Pittsburgh, earning 9 Pro Bowl selections, and was a member of the Seattle Seahawks in his last. A 4-time Super Bowl winner with the Steelers, Harris was the most valuable player MVP of Super Bowl IX. He also scored the Immaculate Reception touchdown, one of professional football's most famous plays, which gave the Steelers their first playoff win. Harris was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1990. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impact of early life and education on our broader topic. Harris was born in Fort Dix, New Jersey. His father, Cad Harris, a black soldier, served in World War II and was stationed in Italy during the war. His mother, Gina Parenti Harris, was a native Italian and became a war bride, who moved with her husband when he returned to the United States after the end of the war. Harris graduated from Ranco's Valley Regional High School in Mount Holly Township, New Jersey, in 1968. He then attended Penn State University, where he played on the Nittany Lions football team. Although he was primarily a blocker for the running back during his first year at Penn State, he amassed a career total of 2,002 yards rushing with 24 touchdowns and averaged over 5 yards per carry, while also catching 28 passes for 352 yards and another touchdown. He led the team in scoring in 1970. Harris's statistics during his final 3 seasons at Penn State are as follows: 115 carries for 643 yards and 10 touchdowns, 12 catches for 189 yards. 1970, 142 carries for 675 yards and 8 touchdowns, 6 catches for 66 yards. 1971, 123 carries for 684 yards and 6 touchdowns, 10 catches for 97 yards and 1 touchdown. In the next portion, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of professional career and examining its broader implications. Harris was selected 13th overall in the first round of the 1972 NFL Draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers, despite assistant personnel director Bill Nunn and head coach Chuck Noll preferring Robert Newhouse. In his first season with the Steelers 1972, Harris was named the NFL Rookie of the Year by the Sporting News and NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year by the Associated Press. In that season he gained 1,055 yards on 188 carries, with a 5.6 yards per carry average. He also rushed for 10 touchdowns and caught 1 touchdown pass. He was popular with Pittsburgh's large Italian-American population. His fans, including Brigadier General Frank Sinatra, dubbed themselves Franco's Italian Army and wore army helmets with his number on them. During his rookie season, Harris was a key player in one of professional football's most famous plays, dubbed the Immaculate Reception by Pittsburgh sportscaster Myron Cope. In the first round of the playoffs, the Oakland Raiders were leading the Steelers with 22 seconds to play when a Terry Bradshaw pass was deflected away from intended receiver John Frenchy Fuqua as defender Jack Tatum arrived to tackle him. Harris snatched the ball just before it hit the ground and ran it into the end zone, resulting in the Steelers' first playoff win. Harris was chosen for 9 consecutive Pro Bowls and was All-Pro in 1977. Harris rushed for more than 1,000 yards in 8 seasons, breaking a record set by Jim Brown. The running back tandem of Harris and Rocky Bleier combined with a strong defense to win 4 Super Bowls following the 1974, 1975, 1978, and 1979 seasons. On January 12, 1975, He was the most valuable player of Super Bowl IX. In that game, he rushed for 158 yards and a touchdown on 34 carries for a win over the Minnesota Vikings. Harris was the first African American as well as the first Italian American to be named Super Bowl MVP. Harris was a major contributor for the Steelers in all of their first 4 Super Bowl wins. His Super Bowl career totals of 101 carries for 354 yards are records, and his 4 career rushing touchdowns are tied for the second most in Super Bowl history. Harris claimed that he extended his career and thus his contribution to the team's objectives, including 4 Super Bowl victories, by avoiding unnecessary contact. With the retirement of O.J. Simpson after the 1979 season, Harris became the career rushing leader among active players. Following the 1983 season, Harris and Walter Payton were both closing in on Jim Brown's NFL rushing record, and Harris asked the Rooney family for a pay raise. Believing that Harris was on the downside of his career, they refused, and Harris threatened to hold out. The Steelers released him during training camp in 1984, and he then signed with the Seattle Seahawks during the 1984 season. He played just 8 games with the team, gaining only 170 yards before retiring 192 yards short of Jim Brown's record. In his 13 professional seasons, Harris gained 12,120 yards, then third all-time on 2,949 carries, a 4.1 yards per carry average, and scored 91 rushing touchdowns, then also third. He caught 307 passes for 2,287 yards, a 7.4 yards per reception average, and 9 receiving touchdowns. Harris's 12,120 career rushing yards rank him amongst the all-time leaders in the NFL, while his 91 career rushing touchdowns rank him 10th all-time, tied with Jerome Bettis. The time has come to unravel the secrets behind NFL career statistics and gain a deeper understanding. Legend Bold. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on regular season year team games rushing receiving GPGS at its app 1972 PIT 1410 188 1973 PIT 12 8 188 1974 PIT 1211 208 1975 PIT 1414 262 1976 PIT 1414 289 1977 PIT 1414 300 1978 PIT 1616 310 1979 PIT 1515 267 1980 PIT 1313 208 1981 PIT 1616 242 1982 PIT 99 140 1983 PIT 1616 279 1984 SEA 866 68 173 162 2000 949 12,120. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore playoffs and its significance in our journey. Year team games rushing receiving GPGS at its app 1972 PIT 2234 1973 PIT 1110 1974 PIT 3387 1975 PIT 3381 1976 PIT 1118 1977 PIT 1128 1978 PIT 3364 1979 PIT 3362 1982 PIT 1110 1983 PIT 116 1919 401,556. Brace yourself for a deep dive into post-football as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. From lift upright Harris in 2009. In 1990, Harris and his former Penn State teammate Lydell Mitchell founded Super Bakery, renamed Super Foods in 2006, which produces nutrition-oriented food for school children. Harris and Mitchell also partnered in 1996 to rescue the Parks Sausage Company in Baltimore, the first African-American-owned business to go public in the U.S. In 2007, Harris was chosen by Forest City Enterprises to lead a charitable foundation they created related to the development of a casino for downtown Pittsburgh that would be managed by Harris. In August 2008, Harris attended the 2008 Democratic National Convention in Denver, Colorado, as part of the Pennsylvania delegation. Harris voted for Barack Obama on December 15, 2008, as one of Pennsylvania's 21 Democratic presidential electors. In January 2011, Harris became co-owner of the Pittsburgh Passion. Also in 2011, Harris briefly worked with the Meadows Racetrack and Casino before the casino suspended the relationship after his comments in support of Joe Paterno, his coach while at Penn State during the Penn State child sex abuse scandal. In 2019, Harris starred in Nashville's 100th anniversary commercial recreating the Immaculate Reception with Terry Bradshaw. Let's now shift gears and explore personal life through a critical lens, uncovering its strengths and weaknesses. Harris was married to Dana Dokmanovich. They had one son together, Franco Harris, who ran as a third-party candidate in the 2009 Pittsburgh mayoral election and finished in second place with 25% of the vote. Franco's brother, Pete Harris, played football for Penn State and died of a heart attack on August 15, 2006, at age 49. Harris served as part of the advisory board of Penn State's Center for Food Innovation, and in the fall of 2009 was named a Conti professor by Penn State's School of Hospitality Management. He was involved in and provided funding to Penn Staters for Responsible Stewardship, a group aimed at ousting the members of Penn State's Board of Trustees. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of death and tributes and exploring its multifaceted nature. Harris died in his sleep at his home in Sewickley, Pennsylvania, on December 20, 2022, at age 72, 3 days before the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Harris's death was considered sudden, as he had been active on social media just days before his death and had spoken to visitors at the Heinz History Center the day before his death, including a live interview with KDKA-TV from the Heinz History Center. He was set to attend a ceremony at halftime during a Steelers game against the Las Vegas Raiders on December 24, 2022, to retire his jersey number. Hours before his death, Harris recorded an interview with Steelers defensive end Cameron Hayward for his podcast in what would be his last public interview, during which he ironically commented about how he was feeling good and happy to have made it to the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. His cause of death was later ruled as natural causes. Immediately after his death, many gave public tributes. Terry Bradshaw, who had found out about Harris's death from his wife after seeing a text message from Mel Blount, had just seen Harris 2 weeks prior, filming material related to the Immaculate Reception's anniversary and was in a state of shock. Bradshaw praised Harris, saying that as a teammate, he was just the best. Steelers president Art Rooney too, who like the rest of the Rooney family was close to Harris, said through a statement by the team that from his rookie season, which included the Immaculate Reception, through the next 50 years, Franco brought joy to people on and off the field. He never stopped giving back in so many ways. He touched so many, and he was loved by so many. In addition to Penn State itself, 2 Penn State alumni with connections to the Steelers, Harris's former teammate Jack Ham and current Steelers tight end Pat Frymouth, also paid their respects to Harris. Other tributes would later come out by current and former Steelers as well as other Pittsburgh celebrities such as Joe Green, Jerome Bettis, Najee Harris, Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward, Tony Dungy, T.J. Watt, Trey Essex, Arthur Motes, James Conner, current Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, Charlie Batch, Kurt Angle, Mark Madden, Tony Dorsett, Darrelle Revis, B. Gardell, and Joe Manganiello. The Penguins and Pirates also paid tribute. The December 27, 2022 episode of Pittsburgh Dad covering the aforementioned Steelers-Raiders game, a 13-10 Steelers win, featured a tribute to Harris from the titular character. Shortly after Harris' death, There was a street named after him in Mount Holly, New Jersey, where he went to high school, Ranco's Valley Regional High School. The former Ridgeway Street is now known as Franco Harris Way. Despite only playing briefly with the Seahawks, the team also acknowledged Harris's passing. Other tributes from the NFL came from the Raiders, Baltimore Ravens, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Shannon Sharp, Eric Dickerson, O.J. Simpson, Barry Sanders, Larry Sonka, Jack Youngblood, and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Longtime ESPN personality Chris Berman paid tribute to Harris. Presidents Joe Biden and Barack Obama also paid tribute to Harris. U.S. Senator-elect John Fetterman released a statement mourning Harris, who supported his 2022 candidacy. The Steelers held a public viewing for Harris at Acrisure Stadium on December 27, 2022, prior to the family holding a private funeral service. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding honors as we navigate its intriguing terrain. Thumb uprighter statue of Harris making the Immaculate Reception at Pittsburgh International Airport. In 1984, Harris received the Golden Plate Award of the American Academy of Achievement. In 1999, he was ranked number 83 on the Sporting News list of the 100 greatest football players. In 2006, the Heinz History Center, home of the Western Pennsylvania Sports Museum, installed a life-size figure of Harris in the Grand Concourse of Pittsburgh International Airport, which recreates the Immaculate Reception. He was inducted into the New Jersey Hall of Fame in 2011. On December 24, 2022, the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, Harris became the third Steeler to have his number 32 retired. The first two were Ernie Stautner 70 and Joe Green 75. With the foundation laid, let's embark on a journey in popular culture. In John Grisham's 2008 novel Playing for Pizza, the fullback of the Parma Panthers is nicknamed Franco as a tribute to his hero, Franco Harris, to whom he refers as the greatest Italian football player. A fictional version of Harris is depicted in the Season 3 premiere episode of This Is Us. I hope you learned something new today. Let me know what you found most interesting in the comments below.